So I'm gonna be starting university soon, and to be honest, I'm really anxious.
Since we're living with 4 people, I hope the 2 others that are gonna join are gonna be climate activists.
What if they're climate change deniers? What if they don't care and just still eat meat every night and buy fast fashion?
When I talk to friends about it, they're like, how the fuck are you gonna combine what you do now with university?
I never imagined being a mother as a teenager. I sure don't want her to go through violence. I don't want her to go through the same thing I went through.
You know how it is. Schools still expel children who are pregnant.
It is a privilege to be here in front of you guys. It's a privilege to be able to use my voice to even have a voice.
Honestly, that protest lit a fire in me. And I wanted to get more involved. 18 hours later, we were marching across the Golden Gate Bridge and hosting the first ever Black Lives Matter protest on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. And my life has forever changed just by stepping up and taking a stand in my community.
If we don't get it, shut it down!
These problems, they're not just problems, they're my lived experience.
If they really did love all of God's children, they would take these policies away.
It's difficult to balance the fear that you have and the freedom that you aspire to have.
Donald Trump has got to go! This is about lives. This is about your life, my future children's lives.
I would love for our world leaders to take responsibility and do something.
This is actually gonna change something.
I know my sexuality was not a choice. Madam Speaker, we are not broken and we do not need to be fixed.
Every child in Nigeria should be protected at all costs.
We do not want to become a lost generation.
So I don't know what's going on. My fucking account on Instagram got hacked. And it's like, I got this thing from Instagram, but apparently it was not Instagram, that I copyrighted something I didn't know, so I had to fill in a form, otherwise they would delete me. But now they hacked into my Gmail, into my Facebook, into my Instagram.
Social media is like, for me, a huge tool to actually mobilize people. It's very important to me, and not because of the mainstream stupid shit that's on there. It is actually a tool to do things. So I don't know, it just stresses me out a lot.
It says like limited profile, you have to be 99 years or older to watch this profile.
And a fucking weird dude. Like seriously, this makes me freak out.
What if they delete my account? What if I never get it back? Then that's like my entire platform of 35,000 people that's just gone, and I cannot reach them anymore, and I need to rebuild it all again, and that's just, I don't know, it's fucking frustrating.
It's such a huge privacy invasion.
Also, it's just a very important tool as an activist, especially for you, because you have such a huge platform.
Yeah, this is the thing.
If you lose it,
what if it's gone? Then I have to rebuild the whole platform. I worked on it for so long.
I'm about to go meet with my Aunt Marie right now to discuss the status of my 501c3.
Hi! How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good!
Right after I led the Golden Gate Bridge protest, a lot of people were asking me what my next move was, and I'm currently in the process of starting my own nonprofit called Youth Advocates for Change. We're in the middle of filing for a 501c3 and just getting all the legal documentations correct in order for it to be successful.
I have actually a little list here because you and I haven't had a chance to really catch up.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had meetings and meetings, but you and I haven't had a chance to catch up.
Yeah.
So,
what's first on your agenda?
So, the nonprofit status list, I have all the paperwork, and I know it was emailed to your mom as well. So we just need to do a follow-up meeting. Yeah, so there's 9 things that she's asking for. First one is business name, which we got, business address, phone numbers, and email address. So I don't know if you want to maybe set up like a P.O. box.
Yeah, I probably should. I need to update that.
Mission statement, which we have. Vision statement. List of board members, Directors and officers. So they would like titles and addresses and phones.
Do they have to be over 18 too?
Yes.
Okay, so everyone on the boards needs to be 18.
And then the narrative description of your activities. So that one, you're gonna have to do a little bit of thinking because it's like 1 to 2 paragraphs of answering all these questions.
Okay.
And this is all listed on that email, but basically it's like, what is the activity, who conducts the activity.
When should we start putting this list of the 9 things together? Like when should, I know we're supposed to be sending it as soon as possible, so should I be trying to get done like 2 a day, or how should we schedule this so we can get it all done?
I just want to make sure, I just want to do a check-in first, like a temperature check.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling with all this?
I'm overwhelmed, not gonna lie. I just try to take it like one step at a time, like, you know.
Seriously, anytime, if you have a question or you need a resource for anything, I won't always have the answers, but I could probably connect you to somebody that does, so.
Okay. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Sometimes I feel like I'm doing too much and I can't accomplish everything that I think that I can. Some people say that you can't have too much ambition, but sometimes I think I might have too much that I can't handle it.
I think New Zealand Parliament is probably one of the queerest parliaments that we have, but a very white queer parliament.
So
I think everything comes with the criteria of whiteness. Kia ora, my name is Shaneel Lal. I'm 20 years old and I live in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I was born in Fiji in the year 2000, and that was the year of war. The people overthrew the government, and I think that's a great metaphor for my life because a lot of the times I do feel like I'm fighting a system. I come from Itoke, that is native Fijian ancestry, and I also have Girmitia background, which were the Indian slaves that were brought to Fiji during colonialism. Over time, my family started moving out of Fiji, first my uncle, then my aunties, and then my parents decided it was our time to move and be with family. All of us are very much aware that homophobia and transphobia and queerphobia of all sorts is a colonial construct, and it's been forced into our communities. I mean, the way that the Western system, the colonial system was upheld is because they could differentiate between men and women. Our communities did not do that. So the way that they colonized us was to strip away our matriarchy, strip away our queer identities.
Our power, yeah.
So my pronouns are they, them, and I am gay, is what they would say. I mean, we don't have enough words at the moment. I think in the New Zealand queer community, what we fail to realize is that queerness doesn't erase white privilege. So as a queer person, I think people fail to acknowledge my intersectional identity. I'm not only queer, I'm a person of color. I'm an immigrant, I'm indigenous to Fiji. I'm not just a cis gay man, actually I'm non-binary. So when you take into account all of the things that I am, it collectively compounds me. I'm brown and I'm queer. I never set my parents down and been like, Mom, Dad, I hope you still love me. I'm brown. And then as a mom, oh Jesus, anything but brown. My brown identity, my queer identity, both equally natural. Both not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
It is not enough for someone to promise to me that they care about queer rights. It is how they vote that matters to me. See, I love the Green Party, y'all know that.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably the best party that we have in New Zealand. But the Green Party itself is very white.
Yeah.
And like, the queer men that support the Green Party are very white. So, you know, I've been lobbying to ban conversion therapy, right?
Yeah.
Conversion therapy is any practice that aims to change an LGBTQIA+ orientation to cisgender and heterosexual. There are many things on my radar. However, I do realize that practically you can't advocate for everything at once, so you have to choose your battles. In 2018, the opportunity to speak at Youth Parliament came up, that was you got to represent your local member of parliament and the people that live within it.
I urge the members of parliament to get behind this bill and ban the conversion therapy in New Zealand. As a politician, it is your job to alleviate the collective suffering of your people. And if you allow this torture to continue, you're failing your people. We are not broken and we do not need to be fixed.
I have found myself to be very passionate about banning conversion therapy, and that is the work that I really want to do. In the coming weeks, we have our general election. We get to select who sits in Parliament and who represents us.
Greens all the way.
Oh, let's go.
All the way.
Yeah.
If we're going to decolonise, then Greens.
That's the team, yeah. How are you feeling like if National and ACT get in? The fact that they want to cut benefits, they want to freeze the minimum wage, that disproportionately impacts Indigenous people, poor Indigenous people who are more likely to be arrested, who are more likely to have poor mental health problems. So I'm very scared, especially for working class New Zealand and those in poverty.
I think in this current time when we are dealing with a recession, it's time for us to have a government that takes into consideration the livelihoods of Maori and Pacific people, and National and ACT just don't do that.
They don't do that. They don't care about us beyond a tokenistic surface level.
I reached out to do a follow-up on your letter, the letter you dropped in the minister's office, and I'm aware the minister has minuted on your letter. Where's your speech? Have you written your speech?
Yes.
And it's okay. It's ready for delivery. Ha! It don't be. I shall like to see it. You have to tell them a story.
I don't know what story.
You should have a lineup of options before you know. Yes.
That's what I said.
What is a story? Have you taken her through the courses you went through?
No, I would not have time between her and this week.
Mm-hmm. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
We'll be going to see the minister tomorrow to plead my case. So tomorrow is going to be hectic, and thanks to Majority, she's putting me through antipositive, anti-ding, they're all helping. I just hope everything goes well. I just pray.
So moving in today, I think it's kind of exciting. And I already, the last week, I went to all the places where I live because my parents are divorced, and I also have a lot of clothes with my girlfriend, so I had to pick it all up. And now it's finally going to Brussels. It kind of feels good to have my own space now. So I think I'm literally just most excited about that. So typical. With my parents, they were like, you have to take 3 of these. I'm like, I don't need all that. But they're like, no, it's winter and summer. What if it's get colder and everything? And I don't know, I'm really starting to notice how nervous my parents are for me moving out as well. But I'm really happy to go. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Are you feeling sad now, Mom?
Very, very, very.
Well, that's not really convincing, though.
I'm honestly nervous.
Yeah?
It's the 3rd time I'm dropping off one of my children.
And the last time.
And the last time. The last of our children to drop off at uni.
Going to university university. Like, it's kind of the last thing on my checklist.
Well, in comparison to some of the other stuff you already did in your life, going to university feels like a small step.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, it's so the living unit that you have is 6 people, is it?
6 people, yeah.
6 people, and it's Adelaide, you, and Lola.
Yeah, and 3 strangers.
And 3 strangers,
yeah.
Okay. And you have no idea who they are.
No, I have no clue.
What are your expectations?
Yeah, I mean, in Belgium, if they're Belgian, the chance that they know me is very big.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that they're not from Belgium, and if they are, that they don't hate me. I feel like it's always very.
People from Belgium would hate you.
There is some people from the extreme right, you know that. It's not good.
Yeah, but isn't that a worst case scenario?
Yeah, it is. There's a lot of fans as well, but I also really don't want someone that's like, oh, I saw you did this and this and this, because then they're already opinionated and they have this whole image of me that's me in front of the cameras. So I'm pretty nervous. You know what I was thinking recently? Mm-hmm. Because not a lot, but some people call me arrogant. I think if I were to be a boy, that would be much less.
Oh yeah.
Because it would be seen as charismatic and not arrogant.
I actually do not think you're arrogant at all. I hear people say that, but I think, you know, what they see is a woman who has a lot of confidence in her mission and her message. But apparently, women who are confident about themselves, you know, that's seen as being arrogant.
Yeah.
So don't let yourself be pushed down by anybody. You know, a lot of people are afraid of their own light, and you dare to switch it on when the world is dark.
That's nice, Mom.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's what makes you special. But you know, a lot of people then are afraid of your light because they don't dare to switch on their own, and so it feels as if they're overpowered and intimidated by your light. But you know, don't let that push you or intimidate that to turn off your own light. Never do that. Never do that.
Just after high school, I'm just like, when I graduated, I was so happy to be rid of that. And in my gap year, I met so many new interesting people that I related to way more than I did in high school. And I just hope going to university now with a lot of new older people that, you know, can make decisions and know what they want out of life. I think that's gonna be so good.
Today I've been invited to speak on a New York Times panel called The Teenage Girls Creating a New Future. So I'm feeling really nervous, in all honesty. I get really nervous before all panels and interviews, but at the same time, I just still feel the pressure of like having to get things done.
Welcome to the Teenage Girls Creating a New Future.
Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
These young women are part of a long line of young female activists and young Black women activists who have fought for equality and justice. And we are so glad to be speaking with each of you today. You all have risen up as leaders in your communities. You're getting requests from every angle, and you are talking about and fighting for issues that are serious and mentally draining and at times physically draining. So I'm interested in hearing from each of you, what do you do to take care of yourself? Tiana, what about you?
I will have a whole week where I'm on go mode, like I am doing this and this and this and this and this, and I can't stop, and I'm just like so passionate. And then I'll hit like a bump in the road, and I'm like, I cannot do anything. Like, you know, my depression settles back in, and I'm like super anxious. I don't want to leave my room. I'm like crying 24/7, and I think it's very authentic and it's very real, and it needs to be talked about more. But at the end of the day, I always find a reason to get out there again.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hi. How's your day been?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
I literally haven't seen you guys since COVID.
I know. Okay.
I have my towel.
Yeah.
Cute.
So, how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. A little stressed.
Why are you stressed?
I don't know. I mean, like,
I'm okay.
it's a lot of pressure. I feel like people like expect so much. You know.
I mean, you just graduated high school.
I know. Like, we literally graduated a few months ago, and obviously, I mean, you guys knew me for so long. You guys know me since like middle school.
Yeah.
So you know that this was not like me a year ago would never be doing what I'm doing now. And it's just weird. Like, I feel like my whole personality had to change. I might have to like build a platform and like launch this nonprofit, and there's like pressure to launch the nonprofit and then collab with organizations and then emails and then meetings and then interviews, and it's just a lot. I don't know, it's like frustrating because I'm like just at the same time want to just be normal and like have my own life and not be worried about posting on social media, but at the same time this like work is more rewarding to me than I feel like I've done anything in the past.
But you should take days off and like
I do.
focus
I try.
on yourself.
Yeah, I definitely try.
And like also like for me, like take little breaks in between.
Yeah.
Just because if you don't, you're gonna get really overwhelmed, and then you're also gonna burnt out. Like you're just gonna burn out really easily.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you guys are right. The way that I see it is like, if I don't do something about it now, what am I gonna do when my kids are facing the same problems we're facing right now? Like, I didn't do anything about it to stop it. I didn't do anything about it to like, you know, make change. So I can't complain. So I better work my butt off right now and make some change so they don't have to deal with the same things we do.
Tonight I'm meeting with Shannon Novak at Rainbow Youth Center. Shannon Novak is a co-founder of the Conversion Therapy Action Group. This work is highly valuable and important to Shannon because he lost a past partner to conversion therapy, or the remaining impacts of conversion therapy.
Hello?
Hi!
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Right, I'll put this down. I kind of reached out to you because I saw that speech that you delivered in Parliament, and I thought, well, you know, if that's something that you're doing and you're pushing through Parliament, then it just kind of makes sense for me to reach out and see what's happening, and if there was anything I could do to support that. I guess like 20 years ago in the 90s in New Plymouth, Taranaki, you know, I had a partner, and we were both in the closet, and we were both going to church as Christians, and it eventually got to a point where he sort of sat me down and said, I have to make a choice. I have to make a decision between you, so a life with you as a gay man and as a gay couple, or the church. And he at that point decided to go with the church, and as a result of that he was put through conversion therapy to kind of get the gay out, I guess, of who he was. That kind of spiraled into depression naturally, and anxiety and all sorts of kind of problems. I knew he was damaged as a result quite badly, but I wasn't aware that you know, he eventually would take his own life. And you know, that happened 20 years after the fact, you know, 20 years after being subjected to conversion therapy. And that kind of, to me, just shows the long-term effect or impact of conversion therapy. You know, it can happen 20 years ago, and 20 years later it manifests as one taking their own life.
Conversion therapy kills. You cannot pray the gay way, but you can torture the most vulnerable to death.
That has got to have a huge toll on a person, right?
There are numerous stories of young people who say they prayed to God to heal them or kill them. People have used electroconvulsive therapy, psychoanalysis, evasion therapy. Finally, when you decide to be your true self, there are people who are trying to cure you. New Zealand still has to do like a lot of anti-homophobia and anti-transphobia work, because if people are still feeling like that they need to cure their homosexuality, we are in a really bad place in New Zealand.
They see women as the weaker vessel and then men as the head. So they don't judge women the same way they judge men. There should be equality between male and female.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amaka Clement. I'm a 17-year-old sexual and gender-based violence victim who believes that every child in Nigeria has right to education and should be protected at all costs. 18.7% of girls get pregnant every year. Their schools expel them, and this is an infringement on their rights. According to Child's Rights Act, Section 15, subsection 5. The First Lady of Ekiti State started a campaign, Operation Keep Girls in School. And with this, Ekiti State is far ahead of Nigeria as a whole.
This is an issue that happens so frequently, and we've seen it across all of the states that we work in. And that it is time that we know that now that schools want to reopen, a lot of girls will not get a chance to go back because they are now pregnant.
Let me start by asking, are you schooling here in Abuja? So, the best interest of the child will be, after the period of delivery, the child should be able to continue with her education. And that's what the Commission will support. And how are we going to do that? If you don't mind, we can go to the school and see the school authorities and make sure that, in actual fact, the school does not take that step, to do anything that is affected, right? So part of what we should do is for us to create some awareness about this so that people out there can realize that they can also be assisted. And of course, come to the Commission, certainly give them that assistance. So Chiamaka, be rest assured that the Commission will stand by you, will be able to go back to school and continue and finish education, because it's very clear that an educated mother is going to bring a world of difference, both to herself and to the child, and to the children, and to the country as a whole. Educating the girl child is a key responsibility of our society if we want a better future. Educate the child today, educate the country tomorrow.
All hope is not lost. You can still make progress with your current situation. Basically, if there is life, there is hope, so just keep living, keep striving. That's all.
It's just that one, so.
Are you sure?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's the last one.
Okay. Yes. Yes. And then the floor.
It's probably that way.
Here. It's here. It's here.
It's good. We have the corner office.
Found it.
I've always wanted that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
This is my room.
Whoa, how does it look like? Oh wow!
I'm gonna have to make this cozy if I will like.
Oh my god! It looks a bit too clean, like hospital, prison-like.
It looks like a fucking hospital room.
Yes.
It's with a press button. I shouldn't have pressed it. I'm wasting water on camera.
Congratulations, girls!
I mean, it's okay, right? If you make it nice.
Yeah.
We are neighbors, yeah. Well, it's not that bad, eh? People have much worse things.
I think it looks sad. Prison-like, it's not cozy at all, but you have to
make it.
Yeah, you have to add the coziness to it.
Oh no, they're Flemish.
Your
Because there's a Flemish team there.
Your roommates might be on the pictures here.
They're Flemish.
How do you know?
Flemish thing in the toilet.
But they look quite nice.
It's
this
that
girl because she's the one who's.
She looks fucking hilarious. That's so nice.
She looks really nice.
Yeah,
she looks really nice. It's this girl because
now
she's
she
never
enters it, she's
picture.
like, are you guys like looking at?
No. Your guys are gonna be okay. She looks really, really, really nice.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, shall we move stuff in here?
Yes. Now it's for real, eh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put up the lamp I got you for your birthday. At least I'll give you some light in the darkness.
Mom, you're making this so emotional and dramatic. It's really not that bad. Are you okay now, Mommy?
I'm okay.
Yes?
You're gonna be fine. Yes, you can.
I'm not worried, Mom. Don't worry, it's gonna be fine,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
I'll see you very, very soon.
I love you.
I love you too. I'll wave. Thanks for helping, Mom.
So what's up with school? Did you sign up?
No, I didn't.
You said last week that you were going to sign up for that one class.
I know, but I didn't get to it.
I had planned to go to a 4-year university, but when it came down to it, I decided I was going to stay home and not go to school this semester because my heart is in this movement and because my heart is with this community.
I don't know, there's just a lot going on. I'm like constantly doing something different every single day and like, I don't know.
You gotta have your priorities. I mean, you had an academic scholarship and an athletic scholarship.
I have priorities. Like I can go to school next semester. It's not like I don't have goals and stuff. Like I'm gonna go to school.
When I had to break the news to my parents the first time talking about me not wanting to go to school this semester, it was definitely a struggle. My parents definitely have a lot of expectations for me and my sisters, and I do worry about disappointing them a lot because I just want to make them happy.
You need to focus on your education.
Well, you want me to be a lawyer.
I think that's their best option.
Well, what do you want to be?
Yeah,
I don't know, there's too much pressure.
Too much pressure?
Yes.
Life is pressure.
I know
Everything
that.
about it is pressure.
I'm building a resume as I'm doing this work.
I get
Like
that.
this
You are.
stuff is going to help me get into school. I'm not ready to go to school right now. Like I'm not mentally there yet. I just have a lot of anxiety and it's a lot of pressure to be doing all this stuff.
It's not gonna slow down unless you make it slow down.
I have to strike it while the iron's hot. Like right now is the time. The momentum is right now.
This movement is not a new movement. It's maybe new to you because you're young.
It'll come and go, like every other generation or something. And I don't want you to lose momentum of going to school.
You're working for the system and hopefully you can create a change. But sometimes it changes, but it doesn't help you as a person. that's what's important. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of, you know, the person that you are, the woman you're becoming, the hard work you've done. So
I know I'm gonna go to school regardless. It's not like I'm saying I'm not going to school at all.
Oh, I know you're going to go to school.
But I'm also a year younger than everyone who was graduating in my class. Like, I'm not even 18 yet and I already graduated.
I know.
You thrive when you're super busy.
I do better under pressure.
You do, and I've seen that. But I just want you to remember, you can't push yourself to the point where you're like going crazy.
I want to just do everything I possibly can, and I get ahead of myself sometimes. I do it to myself. I just need to learn how to manage before I go off and do something that's actually going to affect my whole future in life. Everything is happening so quickly, and I feel like time is running out in order to kind of make a difference in the community with school board elections coming up, the real like presidential elections coming up, as well as just the position of where the Black Lives Matter movement is right now. When I am ready to go to school, I really want to be able to focus and get my stuff done and make that my main priority. And right now with all these things going on, I'm not sure I can do that.
In 2018, Young Greens, Young Labour ran petitions to ban conversion therapy, which gained more than 20,000 signatures in New Zealand. Those petitions were then accepted by Labourist MP Maya Lubeck, who turned that petition into a members' bill and called it the Prohibition of Conversion Therapy. On October 31st, 2020, it would have been 2 years since the bill has been in the ballot, and nothing was done. Just yesterday, I found out that the Labour Party, who we have been lobbying for more than 2 years, have finally released a policy to ban conversion therapy.
Gay conversion therapy will be banned by Labour if it's re-elected to government.
It's known as conversion therapy, and it will be outlawed if Labour forms the next government.
It's moments like that when you think, yes, it's worth it, and you've got to stick to it. It took us years of lobbying, emailing, mobilizing, campaigning on social media to get this done. Maya.
Oh, isn't it exciting?
Well, I'm so excited about the policy.
I jumped up and down and went, yay, we're doing it. We're doing it. So what brings you here?
So we know that this process has been tough for people, and I think the process that's about to come is going to be longer and tougher because now we have to do the actual fighting at the select committee that once failed us. Having a policy doesn't translate into an automatic ban. That is, the Labour Party could still be in government with the Green Party and they could still choose to not ban conversion therapy. What is important is that we actively hold the Labour Party to account for their policies and promises.
It will be ugly in some ways because, you know, as soon as you get anything that goes to what is for a lot of people a controversial topic, you're going to get both ends of the spectrum having that discussion, and people bring up all sorts of emotive, non-scientific arguments, right? And so you have to sit through that and you have to listen to it, and basically, you know, some people will never be changed about the way they think about these issues, but some people will take, you know, logic in, and that's the power of the people, right? You just seize the moment and continue it, yeah. So talking about the right time and it being announced now that a new government will pick this bill up, that is of course making a hopeful assumption that it's going to be a progressive government coming in.
The New Zealand parliament system is very different from the other common law countries, I'd say. We have 5 parties in parliament right now. The Green Party, which is the most left-wing party, and then we've got Labour, which are left, centre, New Zealand First, who sit in the centre, National, who are leaning towards the right, and the ACT Party, who are the right. Currently in New Zealand, the Labour Party, the Green Party, and New Zealand First make up the majority, and they are the people who make essentially the law. Whereas the National Party and the ACT Party sit in opposition, and they hold the government to account.
Unfortunately, the National Party has already come out and ACT has actually said they don't support it, but the National Party has already come out saying, oh, well, we don't know, a lot of work needs to be done, and they are the cynical voice, and I have real fears that if National were to be forming a next government, that this particular piece of legislation will not feature at all. I am scared it's going to be confined to a rubbish bin, and we'll never ever see it come up again until there's a change of government.
I am certain it won't happen, because what I do know about the deputy leader of the opposition, who would be deputy prime minister if it was a national-led government, said that the homosexuals aren't the same. They don't deserve to get married. So when you've got a leader like that, I don't have any faith in National banning this. We have two parties that could potentially form government and ban this practice.
I guess people do need to realise there's a lot to lose if you don't vote, or if you vote, regardless of really sort of doing your research. You're helping creating cultures in countries that you may actually not want to have there.
I always think of voting as whether you vote or not vote, you are electing, and that is, we have a certain politician in Parliament. It's because you either voted for them or you didn't vote for someone else.
If you want me back, tell all your friends and tell everyone you know.
If I lived in your electorate, you would get my vote.
They need to put their votes in.
I think for me, because I do not have voting rights in New Zealand at the moment as an immigrant, so I don't get to vote. It's really good to be able to have some influence without actually having any rights.
You've got huge influence. You are such a strong advocate on this particular issue, and I think if you were to tell your friends and family and whoever you come across that it's important, you can absolutely do your bit still.
Yeah.
Adi, you should come check it out. It's super cozy here. It's really nice. This is inspiration, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, it's so cool. And also the old typing machine there, it's awesome.
He works.
It works? Are you serious?
Yes, but there's no paper. I still have to put paper. So. Do you live there?
Yeah.
There was a person that nothing was in the room. It was
really?
Like this, yes.
Really? Honestly, super excited to have met you. And so I didn't get your name, but I'm Anuna.
I'm Lais.
Lais.
Nice. I'm Adelaide.
Yeah. We have a whole year to get to know each other, so it's so nice. I'm happy. I'm super happy because I was a bit stressed to
me too.
Yeah.
I really was. But
it's good that you're happy.
It's important that you get along.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
For sure.
That's good.
Yeah, but I'm happy now. Super good.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
It's the first night that I'm gonna spend in my cot and I'm a bit excited, and I wanted to give you a quick tour. So here's my mirror, which is cool, and my lights, my desk, my laptop, my bed. And I'm honestly like really excited and really happy. I must say I was like nervous to meet our roomies, because in Belgium there's just a lot of people that know me, and you have a lot of people that are a big fan of me, but you also have people that really don't like me. And so it's always this doubt. I also have it like when I go out to parties or whatever, and it's just stressy. So today we met our roomies and they were super cool. They were so nice. So yeah, I'm really excited. And apart from that, my Instagram is still hacked, and I'm getting so fucking pissed off, because honestly, like, I've been working together with the Instagram team for a long time now, and things are not moving forward. And my social media platform is just, I like to maintain it, to like keep my followers up to date on everything that we're doing, and although I'm not really active on it, the big things are on there. And now, you know, with the fight in California, the refugees in Moria, the occupation that we have done, I can't really like update them about it. And for me, it just really stinks, because I've built up this platform for so long, and now it's like I'm just fucked. So I'm a bit annoyed about that still, and it's stressing me out, and I hope we can get it resolved, because otherwise I need to be building my platform up from the way back, and that just really sucks. But anyways, it's time for me to go to bed. I'm really happy about that. I have such a cool bed, so I'm good. Sleep tight. See you guys in the morning. I'm excited for our next action, so I'm also just really tired, so I need some sleep. Good night.